Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Hoes Comedy Podcast. I'm Hondo.
I'm Obi.
And we have Joey back with us again.
How's it going?
And for the first time here today joining us, we have Amy.
Hey, what's up?
What's the last name? Because
Simon.
Amy Simon. Awesome. Two first names.
That's what
yeah.
No, I think that's the first time anybody's ever said that to me.
Two first names? Really? Oh, yeah. I've met a lot of two first names.
Sarcasm isn't strong with this one.
Was that really sarcastic?
Strong with this one.
Right.
But welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Shout out to Studio Doug, just in case
You could hear
the listeners could hear him. But we found out you're a comedian.
Yes.
How long have you been doing it for?
It's going to be 3 years coming up in March.
Nice. Okay, now, also, I'm gonna say all the basic questions. What got you into it?
I've always been a writer of comedy since I was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I should say how old I am. I'm about to be 48, so it's
I mean,
a long
you didn't really
time.
have to, but I mean, I appreciate it.
You know, it's a long time. It's been a long journey to get to where I am.
A very long journey.
Hell yeah. Yes, it is. I will not dispute that. So yeah, when I was 45 is when I actually started taking some classes for stand-up.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been writing my whole life. I was hoping that I would be able to sell my jokes to like a big comedian. You can submit jokes and they will pay hundreds of dollars.
Nice. Right.
one of them.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's actually where
Ghostwriting type stuff?
Coach writing?
Ghostwriting.
Oh, ghostwriting? Yeah, I guess you could look at it that way.
Yeah.
Even just like sketch writing. I've written some screenplays just through classes. I'm not like some hot shot.
Okay.
I'm gonna write a
Awesome. No, that's cool.
but
That's talent.
yeah, writing of every kind, but then wanting to get over my stage fright to actually
Get on the stage.
Yeah, I hate it still though.
I hear
you look so comfortable. I mean, I've been to her stand up,
and I would ask, like, now I know you said you did multiple, I guess, genres, I guess is what you would call it. Has comedy always been something that you're like, yeah, I like, that's what I like?
So I think coming from a broken home, that's a way of dealing with the trauma of divorce and parents that don't get along. My dad was always he never did comedy of any kind outside of just making friends and family laugh.
Mm-hmm. Serious?
General asshole in the world. My dad was the worst, but I get my sense of humor from him. And so I think the way that I grew up with him being a sarcastic asshole, like I've become the sarcastic asshole.
Yeah, I love that.
Something you guys don't know, Amy hosts a lot of open mics, so she's like big in the open mic field. Mm-hmm. She has open mics all over the place.
Nice. Now, how long did it get you to get there?
To hosting?
Yeah, hosting.
Hosting is a natural step in the process of being a stand-up. They recommend that everybody who does stand-up try hosting. I don't feel that it's natural for everyone. I think it takes a certain kind of personality to be good at it, but a lot of people will try it. I actually consider myself more of a producer, so I create the environment that stand-up would happen in. So I do produce open mics. I will produce showcases where comics can come, and like in a case of a showcase, we get a bunch of comics together and put on a show for our audience. Open mics, if you have audience, it's a miracle.
Of course,
really
right.
To get anybody that's a non-comic there, it's usually us just performing for each other.
And it's funny because even with it's funny you say that because when we went to go see Obi do his, I guess, graduating, 5 minutes or whatever, we brought a bunch of people where even the place was like, whoa, there's so many people here.
Awesome.
Where are all these people coming from? Like
people that haven't heard the same jokes 100 times. I mean, there's comics now that I'm sure have heard their jokes over 100 times. Some of them the same exact joke, but that's the genesis of a joke.
Mm-hmm. Of course, got to keep working on it, right?
And that's something I want to get into stand up, which I was telling Obi about. So I guess I have to suck her dick to get a spot, right?
Hopefully I'm not that kind of producer.
Look, I'm willing to sell myself to the top, if you know what I mean.
I have dicks you can suck.
I'd rather not. But I mean,
it seemed like you were kind of willing.
How successful would this make me? I guess it's my question.
Kissing my ass, not sucking my dick.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, hey, either here or there. Hey, you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't mind.
But I mean, I like the fact that you've been doing it strong for 3 years. Obviously, you work also full time as well. Or?
Full time mom. I'm a stay at home mom.
Okay. That's still a
Nice,
job.
nice.
That's
Okay.
still a job.
Thank you for saying that.
Yeah.
No, because I mean, when he's talking about wanting to do it too, like I feel like I also wanted to dip my toes, but mentally and I think even physically now, I don't have the oomph to get out there and do it, and that's why I praise him for doing it, because he's out there doing it. He's actually doing it, and he's showing me.
It
and
is
like,
a lot of work.
It's impressive, and that's
dedication.
cool, and that's great. And so I'm like, when people can actually do that, and actually too also work a full-time job, whether it's mom or just anything. It's impressive to me. That's why I'm like, I want to do it. I hear I'm funny all the time, but it's like
They lied.
Yeah. I can hear the like.
Definitely wasn't from us,
right? It's like I don't have the
balls.
I guess maybe to get up on the stage, but
it takes it, man.
He did get the V card.
Did it? You said you took classes?
I did. I started at Second City, but I mean, I actually started at Second City doing improv to get into their writing.
I see.
program.
Okay, so you started off with improv.
That was in 2001.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Were you guys even alive?
I was.
Jesus.
I was trying to think here. I was in high school.
I was 10.
Oh, good. Then you must have some.
I was 10 years
miles on
old.
you.
Right. Yes.
10. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been trying to do I haven't done improv.
No, I lied. I was
but
12.
I wanna-
My math wasn't mathing.
Hold on, Obi. I feel like this is kind of what helps with our improv, because we talk a lot of bullshit on this thing. You know what I mean? When it comes to the running with stupid jokes or whatever, making each other laugh. So I feel like this is our little basic improv stuff. But of course, there's classes
exercise.
for it.
I mean, I would say
Exercise,
we come into every episode not knowing really what the fuck we're actually going to say. So, and to be able to bounce off, I feel like that's a talent.
That is-
Ish.
Yeah, that is improv. Just
It's gotta be
off the
smooth.
cuff.
And I feel like our one friend Matt started off with us, because there was three of us when we started doing this. Couldn't keep up with us because we'd be bouncing off each other so much laughing. The third guy would just be
do
like,
goofy shit.
And they're looking
right,
at
like looking at us like, the fuck? And I'm like, come on, man, yes, and damn it.
Like he was
But
just
then
too
there
high.
was an available first round draft pick that these guys were thinking about.
Right.
And so now I'm.
So you came
That's
off
why
the
he's
bench.
That's why I'm here. Yeah. Yeah. I no, what's that shit called? Like with the bikers. I'm a fucking. Oh my god, what the fuck is it called?
I know
The
what
prospect.
you're- I kinda
Prospect.
know what you're saying, but I'm not about
Okay.
the biker life, Joey. I'm sorry.
Well, sucks to be you then.
But
Hell yeah.
so hosting, do you feel like that is a good step up and like good practice to even get used to doing the stand up and getting better at it?
My honest is no.
No, okay.
I'm not pro everybody go be a host. I really am not, because a lot of people try it and they suck and they just keep trying it and
They still keep sucking.
Yes, I swear.
Gotta know when to fold them.
So almost like they're ruining the
I
show,
got you.
Yes,
basically.
because the host is critical for
Yeah.
a good open mic or for a good showcase. It
Yeah.
ruin
I
it
see.
from
So you have to
the
really know
start.
your shit.
Just
to actually,
admit that
I-
you suck. And
you know what, and I think that's
don't
a-
do it anymore.
I think that's a
Just say,
really
"Okay, it
fair
ain't working
point
out."
too, because I went to a couple. I've been to a bunch of shows, and one of them I went to. It's funny because the host was really bad. Like he was
Okay.
trying
I
so
get it.
hard to
I
be
got it.
funny,
Right.
and it made the comics like even. I was like, no one else is annoyed by this guy. Like, get him off the
Well,
stage.
because not all the comics are good, and if the host is good, will bring the room back and reset the room.
Right,
for
exactly.
The next
For the
Yeah,
next
no,
guy.
this guy was not doing that. There was no resetting. It was like we're on fire, and I'm just gonna keep lighting the match.
Yeah, and
Like
that's
it was bad.
terrible.
And even the
tough.
comics, like I
Put some
hate to
gas
say
in
it,
this
but out
shit.
of the 6 people that had a little set, one of them was maybe funny, and the other ones I'm like, oh my god, I'm like, this is horrible.
Yeah, it
So-
will ruin.
So it drags the whole
experience.
show down, basically.
Oh, I
And
believe it.
To
I've
have
seen it.
people that are non-comics in the room,
Yeah.
not want to come back. Then, like,
Right.
we
Of
course,
want
right,
people
right.
Like,
coming
that
back.
was-
if
yeah.
it's just our friends, if it is people off the street, we want you to come back and have a chance to make you laugh at what we're working on. 5 days a week, we're telling these
every
things
day,
exact jokes
yeah.
to
every
each
week.
other.
And I think
Yeah.
the worst thing about it was like the main comic was like he was just missing hard. He was bombing, and I was trying so hard to just be like,
In his head, he's like,
like to help him, and
he
it got to the point where he was like, yeah,
There
no,
are comics that do that, even the
no,
best.
he was legit like, look, this may not be for you. I apologize, but like, check me on YouTube. You'll find
Yeah.
some stuff I do, and I'm like, oh my god, we got there. It's that bad. And I felt bad. I felt for the guy because I'm like, you know, you don't know if it's just a bad set, it's just a bad crowd. Like, you know, it's not always the comic. Yeah. But I mean, like, he was just missing hard. And I was like,
I'm pretty sure he's like, I'm going to kill that fucking host.
Yeah, right.
God damn it.
And that was one where the host, but that's one where the host was bad. The dude was horrible.
I suspect a comic of that level, though, would know that it's just a bad experience and just sum it up to that and just be like, on to the next one.
Well, I feel like...
Let's keep going with
I feel like
jokes.
I feel like... Well, no, but that's how he handled it, though. I felt like he kind of said, like, all right, guys, swing and a miss. Yeah. Like, but check me out.
I don't feel like he has to explain himself, like, hey, go check out my YouTube.
Okay,
like,
but...
just keep going, bro.
Playing devil's advocate here, don't comics also have to eat a bomb every once in a while?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
They gotta eat like 5 bombs for one good set.
This is what I'm saying. So, like, just chalk it up as a bomb and just go to the next one.
Well, I mean, comedy is so subjective, right? So something that, like, we might think is funny, Obi might be like, oh, shit's not, well, he's got me with this.
Exactly.
He would laugh if we're laughing.
Comics need to work in all different kinds of rooms.
Right.
And audiences are going to be different. You know, it could be an audience of similar-minded people. You might be in a room, like, if you were going to talk about, like, the improv or zanies, you're going to have a complete mix of what people think is funny. So you need to be able to work a crowd and have your material work with a room of, if you're going to have woke people or not, Republicans, Democrats, liberals, progressive.
Woke one would be kind of fun.
Like, you're gonna,
that would be, for ours would be, bring up the Elon Musk stuff.
All similar-minded people, but you will have a room of completely a mix of mindsets.
Yeah.
Right. No,
what would be, I guess, a question for you? Do you have any, like, influences? Like, is there any comedians
who has influenced me?
Yeah, like that. You're like, you know what?
As I said, my dad.
Okay.
The first comic he had me exposed to was Sam Kinison. Mm-hmm. Do we know who Sam Kinison?
Of course, yes.
Yeah, like
is that an old people thing?
He was 80s, mid 80s.
Oh, okay.
Late 80s, and then passed away.
I'll have to look it up. I'm not familiar.
My dad's
the watermelon
favorite.
dude?
No.
No.
That's God damn it.
I was just thinking of him.
What is his name?
No, I'm not even going to think of it.
I just
Gallagher.
Everybody type
Gallagher, yes.
Gallagher.
He had a brother that took his show, basically. Gallagher could too.
Okay.
And my dad also loved Gallagher, so that acting out and... I mean, in a way, I feel like that's kind of gross out. I mean, people liked it, but it's like you're getting watermelon and like when it's splattered on you. Like, not everybody thinks like that's ooh. Like I want that. I mean, in a way, I feel like that's almost like in porn, getting cum on your face. Like, what's gonna happen?
No, you're right, like, because that was his money shot of the show, because he actually told jokes for most of it, and then at the end he goes, "All right, for the last 5-10 minutes, I'm going to smash watermelons."
And people are there for that. Like they know what's going to happen.
Right, exactly.
Well, and I was going to say, sometimes those weird little, like, quirks are what make you memorable.
Well,
right? Like, you guys are talking about somebody from the 80s.
Carrot Top.
Yep.
Still doing his thing in Vegas.
Doesn't he look like a freak? He got all like...
He's crazy looking.
Did he ever look normal?
He's always looked
fucked up.
Like he's jacked
I don't think... he's
always looked weird.
He had a little plastic surgery for sure.
No, a little, dude.
And he's been up and down on steroids.
Well, and
he got the Mickey Rourke treatment, dude.
Stretched and like lip, injections.
It's just crazy because he has all those freckles and the red hair.
Call me crazy. I would rather look old, man. Like some of these people, I'm like, you just look. Oh man, but he's still
getting paid.
My age, but I want to just be my age and not get anything injected in my face.
Yeah, I mean, it's I think that's fair.
Let me ask you, because there are women in their 20s getting shit injected in their faces.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it?
And it's not semen like it used to be.
That's the only thing you should get injected in your face.
Yeah. Amen, sister.
No, but I mean, it's like, I don't understand that. Like,
so when I was in my 20s, I was only using like age-defying makeup, which is more just like hydration, like a lot of just...
and that don't count. That's not like...
I mean, it protects your face from drying out.
Right.
I also smoked, like smoking cigarettes will just, whether you're male or female, it's ruin your face. Drinking alcohol. Now, I am an alcoholic recovering. I got 14 years sober this January.
Okay.
14 years. Nice.
Bit of a quitter, but, hey, that's my opinion.
I can't say that. I am a quitter. But never smoked cigarettes, and that'll ruin your face drinking alcohol.
Were you like a blackout alcoholic or angry alcoholic?
Angry. Yeah, I was pretty angry for sure.
See,
I was mentally abusive. I was never really physically abusive of anyone but myself. But man, mentally.
So you ran your mouth.
Oh,
Fuck you and your
Bad.
cankles.
Yeah.
Okay, bad.
No, just have that like it's-
You're one to run the mouth.
Oh man.
I can.
Shut up.
Oh, and and she's a comedian. So
Well, it's like it's like one of those vibes where I feel like whoever she's dating at the time, she'd be like, "Well, your dick's little," and you'd be like, "Oh,
I was never.
Why
into
you always
the
gotta be
demeaning
mean?
a dick. I was dick worship for sure. Cock worshiper. I am married now, though. I've married 14 years, and I'm with the same person for 23.
hey, congrats!"
Nice.
Shout out to him. What's his name?
Neil, and he actually helps me produce.
Let's
our
go,
radio
Neil.
show.
Nice.
Fuck yeah, Neil. I don't know you, but good shit, my man.
Yeah.
you said he
Hell
built
yeah.
the stage there.
He did. Yeah.
Andy's handy.
We put that
Andy,
stage
man.
up and tear it down every
It's like
single week.
Shit.
It's like now-
I'm not gay, but I might fuck Neil now.
I would recommend
gotta
it.
suck
He
his
has a
dick.
great-
I would recommend it. You know what? My girlfriend better say that same exact fucking thing. That's
amazing
amazing.
cock, for sure.
See, I swear to God, if my girlfriend doesn't say that, I'm fucking leaving her now. I'm gonna test her later and be like, hey,
Yeah,
what do you think?
Shout out to him. He's
Well,
great.
awesome.
He is-
Fuck yeah,
What
Neil.
have you built lately?
I think he's asking you.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
But yeah, we build that room, we build that stage, and tear everything
Exactly.
down every single week. It's a ton of
Okay.
work.
See, that deserves it.
That's awesome. No, that's cool.
Shit,
That's
Joey.
and is that your? Was that your?
He does rescue animals though, or used to.
I do.
Oh.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
Do I still do? What the
You
fuck?
rescued your girlfriend?
No. Oh.
She's
I'm gonna-
an animal in
I'm
bed.
showing her
Say
this.
that.
Nice.
You said you were divorced initially, or
my
did I make that
parents
up?
were
Oh, your
divorced.
parents were.
No,
Okay.
I've never
So
been-
this was your first and hopefully only marriage.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Nice.
Yeah.
And how long were you guys together before you got married?
So 23 years total. So I think it was about 8 years before we
Okay.
got married. But I mean, I was a crazy alcoholic that whole time. So
And he stuck
During.
with it.
and yes, I'm
During. Oh, that's it.
All right.
Worst.
Yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
No.
Yeah.
He saw you through
I
your
am
words.
allowed-
Exactly.
Yes,
Exactly.
the
Yeah, yeah.
worst of my life. He's been there through all of that, and he survived.
Okay.
Dude,
All the mental abuse.
yep, I'm upfront
Fuck
about
yeah,
it.
Neil.
Yep, he's the man for sure.
Neil
Nice.
deserves a plaque.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes, he does for sure.
Oh man.
We were saying though, he helps me run Throw Down the Gauntlet. So every single week he comes in there. He's there for the entire show. He helps me build a room. He does leave because he works. He's up at 4 a.m.
I was gonna say like, she's telling that joke again. I gotta get out of here.
I just had to listen to all of my jokes too for all this entire time.
And you got a lot of dick sucking jokes, right?
I do. That is my brand, is dick sucking and fucking jokes. Hell
He's
yes.
like, oh man, she's over there fucking
Yeah.
talking about my dick again.
His favorite joke, though, I tell a joke about pegging him.
Oh my God.
He has brought, so he works for a global company, and he has brought all of his upper management out to hear me tell him this joke. This is his favorite joke.
That's funny.
How does he feel about that shit?
Well, he knows. it's
Wait,
a
about the
joke. It's
pegging or
not
the
true.
joke?
Yeah, I mean, he's back there. He is very.
I mean, I don't know if he gets pegged or not, but it's a joke. You know,
it would
some
be
people
me behind
think
him.
She
that.
goes, just can you not use my name? Fine, I'll call him Leon.
No,
No,
he owns
instead of Neil, it's Leal.
It's not true. And everyone in the
Weird.
audience will always be like, is that true? Is that true? They'll ask him afterwards, like, is that true? They believe that it's true. No. Most of what I say.
Of course not, guys.
I would.
Yeah.
You know what? though? Yeah.
The audience wants
Oh,
it to
I
be
would.
true.
I would fuck with people all the time. I'd be like, well, maybe, maybe not.
Yeah, that's what he will do.
Good.
He will play it out for sure.
That's awesome.
I mean, why not?
See
Yeah,
that's
but he's very in the
that's
back
having
of
your
the
back
room.
for real.
why
you know?
not run with the joke?
Right.
I mean,
Exactly. It makes it funnier.
Exactly.
No, because
Yeah.
I have that joke. Remember you were talking about circumcised guys, and I was telling the joke about there's nothing wrong with some dick cheese,
Ugh.
and my girl's like,
Gross.
don't fucking say that joke anymore. Like, everybody's gonna look at me weird.
I mean,
I was like,
they're
bro-
just jokes, though.
Yeah, it's like it's just fucking saying some fucking
And they're all looking at her like,
Yeah.
Cochina.
Yeah.
you dirty girl.
You want crackers with that dick cheese?
Yeah. Right.
She just needs to fix you. That's what women do. That's what she should say. I'm just there to fix you.
Yeah, right.
Clean you up.
Yeah. My wife has like
Dick cheese?
no, like
In her mouth.
no a very weird sense of humor. You know what I mean? She's like she doesn't allow herself to laugh at certain things.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you mean?
Like
example.
basically like
Just
if,
going
if
like,
right like if she was to go off on her dick jokes, she'd probably just be like,
Dude, women hate that for the most part.
She won't like let herself
Right, like
laugh.
actually laugh at it. Right.
Yeah, if there's women in the room and I start telling those jokes, for the most part, it's always just like,
Yeah.
if they're
that's
a
fine.
guy,
My wife would probably stare at you,
"Do not
but she's
laugh."
probably like, again, she's probably like, you have to just, I don't know. She's very limited in what she laughs at.
See, my girlfriend would laugh, but if you like put any attention on her, then she's gonna be like, she's like
You know what I'm
introverted.
saying, girlfriend?
Yeah, it's so.
So she wouldn't want to sit in front at a show.
Oh, she would hate that, and I would love to make her do it. So it'd be funny, but I do it all the time. Like she's introverted, and I'm very extroverted. So like I talk to anybody and everybody. So
I need to ask you.
Go ahead.
Okay. Are you a crowd work comic or more of a...
I enjoy when I can and
Fuck
I don't
you.
have
Okay,
to. I
okay.
mean, and that's part of hosting. You have to be
Right,
able to
of
work.
course.
And how do you feel about crowd work
part,
comics? How do you
I
feel about them?
appreciate-
How do you?
I mind 'em.
Fuck you! You were talking
You gotta
shit.
be good with it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
do.
You gotta be good with it because it's, I mean,
I won't do a whole set of just only that, which when you say crowd work comic, I'm guessing you're talking about people that's their shtick. Is to
Mostly,
just
yes.
Right.
Only do that.
yes.
It really takes a very good comic to be good at that. I mean, it is work to be able to do that.
And I believe
Yes, it
you're a
does.
guy
like
because...
those responses
you know,
are canned responses.
Have you watched
They
the video
know-
yet?
They look for
I
the people in
haven't.
the crowd that work with, like if they're telling like, oh, how long have you guys been together? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
They have jokes just already
right,
done.
ready to go in the chamber, yes.
It exists. You want to make the audience feel like, oh, you're special. I just thought of this, but it's not. You did not just think of it.
We've been 3 months.
Now, the reason why I asked, because like you said, you a writer, of course.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm like, now would you feel like you appreciate your written jokes more than the crowd work, or vice versa, or do you?
Only because it takes so much work to work a joke out. So you write the joke and then you start working it live with the crowd, and then you are rewriting and rewriting.
Right, like
Because there's some jokes that you take out on open mics and it gets no response and you're like, scratch this shit out.
Yeah. Well, and he's
right.
talking shit because there's a comedian I really like that does crowd work. His name's Phil Hanley.
Oh, I don't know him.
Okay, so he's really, really good and quick with it, but it's very like it's interactive, but he knows how to start it out of nowhere too. So like he's good at what he does, and he was all like, "Oh, crowd work comics,"
Well,
he's talking
sometimes they're
shit.
terrible, and it's hacky. It
Oh
can
yeah, no,
totally be hacky.
I know.
I have my
100%
favorite
agree.
crowd work comic, and it's Big J Okerson.
I love
Yeah.
him. That's who when you
see?
started saying that's exactly who I first thought of, because he is good.
Yeah, Yabes.
My guy's better.
I mean, I don't dispute. I'm not going to say
No, I mean again,
he's
subjective.
Just more
Subjective.
like people, I think he's more known.
Oh yeah,
And more
yeah,
naughty.
That's another thing I love about him.
What's
Yeah.
the biggest room you've got?
That I've been on stage. Number of people in the room,
Yeah.
probably about 150.
Wow.
Up in Madison, there's Comedy on State. They have an open mic. Is it every week? For some reason, I want to say it's once a month, but I think it might actually be every week. I mean, that's one of the top 5 clubs in the country. So to get up on there, and it's like a random draw. So it took, from where I live up in Wakanda, which is near McHenry. It took me 2.5 hours, I think, to get there. Because it's in Madison.
I was gonna say there's white people in Wakanda.
It's,
I heard it, but I didn't want it. I was like,
oh,
let her
yeah,
keep
you're-
speaking.
You're thinking Wakanda forever.
Yeah.
It's like it is not.
Faux show.
There are a lot of white people in Wakanda, but it's not all white. People will think that. But anyway, it took me 2.5 hours to drive up there just for a chance to be on that stage. It's not even.
So they're picking
guaranteed.
out of a
Yeah,
thing, like a
and
Kill Tony type thing.
I think they pick, I want to say 60 comics, but I mean, you have to consider everybody that went up there just to try. And they don't announce it until like 15 minutes before the show, so you just have to sit there.
Oof.
I mean, that
And
is like
wait,
an entire
right.
day of me driving there, waiting just for the doors to open to make it look like I'm serious, and hopefully like they'll
Yeah.
have some, we'll let you, like you're a female comic. That's another thing I have going for me because there's not a lot of us. So for them to be like, okay, and I'm a Chicago comic, so they will look upon me with favor and like let me go up there, and they did pick me, and it's only 3 minutes too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you do all of that just to get 3 minutes on the stage. But I mean, that laughter
That's awesome.
hit me like a frickin' freight train. All
Okay.
of those 150
Nice.
people just
So it was
smack in the
worth
face.
the juice was worth the squeeze. having to go
I would
through and
say
sit there.
That
and
is my best experience to this day.
That's awesome.
Okay,
Was that
nice.
laughter that just smacked me in the face. I mean, there's nothing that's going to hit you like that. But I did. So the Vixen and McHenry, which, so again, go back to Throw Down the Gauntlet. One of the things they win is an appearance on that stage. That room holds 300 people.
Oh.
Wow.
And on a weekly basis, they do get about 100 in there. Sometimes
Nice.
120, maybe. But
That's
a
awesome.
Big room
And-
and a huge stage.
And you said like as far as like how many women were there? Comics, that is. Like, was it? Would you?
Up in Madison?
Yeah, like when you went, was there only a few of you guys? Was it only you?
I want to say maybe 3.
Wow. Okay.
5. I mean,
So
there's
competition
not
on that side will.
a lot of females in comedy.
Yeah,
It's
and-
really hard to stay in it. Like, they will start, but I feel like after like 5 mics of just bombing and being hated on, they're just like, I'm not doing this
See,
shit.
and I'm gonna be real with you. I am not a huge fan of a lot of women comics.
I'll be
but
real with you. Neither am I.
Yeah. No,
They're
but
just generally speaking,
already from the way you are and some of the shit you've already said, I would totally watch your show. I already have that. Like, I would totally, like, there's some I really like, but then I feel like there's some like, again, that show I went to that was really bad. There was 2 female comics, and the one, she was the best actually out of everyone that went, and I was like, I'm gonna follow her too because she was good. But I've seen some just that I'm like, I don't know if I like this.
Cringy.
Yeah, it was a little more
Have a good
cringe.
comic that people just generally don't like female comics, so they don't even give them a chance.
Yeah.
So even though they might be good, they have to be that much better to be able to turn the crowd that already hates them just from looking at them.
Right.
And it could just be like what you look like. So for me, people are going to see me go up on stage and just automatically be like, oh, X. Like, this chick is just going to.
Yeah, see, and that's fucked up. Like, you need to have, like, anytime I see somebody, I want to, go in there open-minded. I'm gonna give you a chance to show me you're funny.
Yeah.
Like, I don't care what's going on. If you're funny, you're fucking funny. That's it.
And when you get a nationally touring comic, like Big J. Ogerson,
Mm-hmm.
people are there to see him. Not who the hell ever is opening for him. So again,
does
it's going to be like,
bring
come on,
pretty
like,
decent people,
get
though.
through this so I
Right.
can see my guy.
You know what though? But I went and saw Tom Segura when he was here.
Nice.
And the guys that he had opening up, like, everyone was. I liked them all. I thought they were all pretty good.
He brings pretty good people. Too.
Yeah, so I
who,
mean,
who did
like,
you bring when you seen him?
I can't remember the names to
Oh,
be
geez.
honest. But I mean, like, everyone was. There was no one that I was like, why are you here?
Was
Like,
there a
they were-
female with them or no?
Yes.
Jordan Jensen.
Yeah. Oh, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
She
She was really, really good.
I don't
So,
know that
yeah.
name either.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, for me, it's more of a. I'm gonna give you a chance. You know what I mean? Come
Well,
out
you're cool.
and do it.
Come to our
I like to think
shows.
so. I like to think so.
Because there's not a lot of you out there for sure.
You know what though? Because I think the thing that makes me laugh too is I like hearing the different sides. So like my view of something is gonna be different than yours, just based on so many different things. And I like to laugh at everything. So I don't care if it's something I like, if it's something I don't like. I laugh at fucking everything.
Yeah.
So I like
I'm
hearing
an
the
easy
different
laugh, too.
takes. Yeah.
I
yeah.
will laugh at almost anything.
Yeah.
Even if it's offensive. And like,
I
I do
love
like
offensive.
being roasted. I like people trying
Yeah.
to rip on me for sure. I will laugh at myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's one joke ever that I was just like, I don't like that joke, but it had to do with being in recovery, and the joke is trying to make it sound like this would never make someone relapse, and it's like, oh yeah, it would.
So you were more mad that it wasn't fact checking than anything.
Yes.
I got you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Wasn't
guy
the
that
joke? It
tells
was the fact
is
that you're like,
he's
that's a lie.
entertaining about it. The crowd always loves that joke, but every time this dude tells it, I'm just like, I don't like. Yes, the subject matter of
Right.
the joke. But other than that, there's one joke ever that I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm an easy laugh and I'm obnoxious. I have an obnoxious laugh. But running a show, like, I can't always be paying attention because I'm running the room.
Right.
And people know if they don't hear my obnoxious laugh, they're
Yeah.
just like, oh, I'm not funny. She's not laughing.
It's
at
an
me.
indicator. It's a good indicator.
But I'm not paying attention. So it's like, if I don't hear the joke.
So
I
someone's
can't
up there
be laughing.
panicking. They're like, oh,
Because-
fuck.
Like
Yeah, because
when
they
I go
don't
up
hear
there, I
me.
always hear her like,
I was about to say, so you have an annoying laugh, is what I'm
I
taking
do.
out of
People
that.
move away from me
Oh,
because
wow.
it's loud and it's obnoxious.
that's mine too.
I-
I have a contagious laugh. So
I love
when
fucked
laugh-
up laughs. They're the
when I
best.
laugh, everybody else in the room laughs
Right.
just because of my laugh.
That's why
good.
sometimes when I know if he laughs at his own thing up there, sometimes like I know he's gonna at least drag another couple people in with his laugh itself.
Oh, for sure. You have to be able to laugh at yourself. Like, you have to 1000% be into your own joke.
Oh, yeah.
Even if the audience isn't, like, if you can laugh at yourself, they will laugh with you as soon as you're like, oh man, that didn't, or that one never works when you say something like
The best is when I see a comic like almost laughing in the middle of his joke because he just knows how freaking funny it is.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah, yeah.
And that just like gets me excited. Like, oh man, I can't wait to hear
Yes.
this. If like
Yeah.
he can't even finish it, I
Yes.
can't wait to hear it.
Yes.
Have you ever heard Femi laugh?
I love Femi's laugh.
Oh, this is one comic that he also
Nice.
hosts. Man, he's like his
I love
laugh.
him so
like you're like in the middle of your joke, and he's like,
He is great.
See, yeah, like that would get me every time. I'd be like, "Fuck."
I'm over
Look
here.
at what he
trying-
said.
I'm over here trying to do my joke, and he's laughing in the middle of the joke, and I can't even
Yes.
finish because I'm laughing when he's laughing. I'm like,
He is
I think
great.
that's my problem too. Is people start laughing, I start laughing, and I'm like, "Fuck!" I don't even know what we're laughing. There's been so many times where I'm laughing so hard, I don't even know what I'm laughing at. It's just somebody's laughing
See,
and then I'm
that's what's a
laughing.
good room is when
Yeah.
the whole room gets to that point. Like
Yeah.
to me, I liken it to giving someone an orgasm. Like it's better to build it up and build it up. And each comic that goes up there should
Just murders,
progressively
right.
Yeah.
build the room.
Yeah.
They don't have to be the best. They want to be building momentum and keep
Yeah.
you
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
into it because
Right.
then as soon as you're laughing like that, it doesn't even matter what the
Yeah.
person
Yeah.
is doing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're just laughing and laughing, and it's an easy laugh. Then
Yeah.
it becomes an easy room.
Yeah.
But a lot of shows are just not like that. Unfortunately, showcases like on the local
Yeah.
level are just it's hard to achieve
Yeah.
that.
I hear you.
It's interesting. I'm learning a lot. This is awesome. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
Thank
Take
you.
the notes.
Thank you for your services.
You know what? I'm surprised you
My
only been
husband
doing
says that a
it.
lot.
Like, I'm surprised you only been doing it for 3 years because the knowledge that you have is extensive. And
I mean, I've done a lot of work in that time.
Yeah,
I am.
she's-
You
Shit ton of open mics?
you can 100% tell because like you talk like somebody who's been in the industry for their whole life. Like when you're talking to it, I'm like, holy shit, she knows a ton of shit.
Yeah.
And then to hear that you've only been doing it for what 3 years?
Yeah.
yeah, that's insane.
put
So
in
I mean,
work.
that's cool. That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
it shows your commitment,
so
too,
How many
so.
mics have I done? I'm sure it's well over 500 now.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
probably
Okay,
around
okay.
550. But I've in the last year, a little over a year, just not focused on doing mics because I'm focused on producing.
Okay.
So this show that I've mentioned a couple times, Throw Down the Gauntlet, that's every Friday. It is a competition mic. That is completely my baby. I created the thing. It started in January of 2024, so it was all of 24, and now we're into 25. It has just consistently built momentum, and it's like a show and an open mic.
Nice.
Oh.
And it culminates with the final Friday of the month. It is a show, so it becomes a showcase of the people that have won throughout the month.
Where's this at?
It's at a bar called O'Donnell's,
Okay.
4500 North Elston in
Okay.
Chicago. They have a back room, so it's completely separate from the bar. So that also contributes to it being a good show because bar shows, generally speaking, just suck. Because the people that are in there, you're doing comedy to them. They're not necessarily
Right,
there
listening, yeah.
to see you. They want
Yeah.
to hang with their friends or whatever. It's
A lot of background noise, I'm assuming.
Oh
is-
yeah, or heckling. They're just
Right.
getting hammered. You know, they don't
Conversation
want to
and
hear
shit,
you,
right.
and like you're performing next to a dartboard, next to an ATM, and there's like a gaming machine right there
Right.
that people are just like
There's like
they want
sports games
to
on
be.
the TVs and shit.
Oh yeah, there'll
Okay.
be like just the whole room of
Right.
yeah sports games going on. Nobody wants to listen to you and your shitty jokes, especially if you're a female. It's like fuck you, you know. So we're in a completely back room that again I build out every week. So we build a big stage that has full. It looks like it's there all the time. People don't even believe that it's not there every week. Rearrange the whole room, put a lot of cool lighting up, so the whole room is like mostly red, but I do have some like rainbow little lights that like kind of twinkle around the room on the tables. And here's something people always like: I have dum-dums out on all the tables, so free candy.
Solid move.
Dude, that is
I
like
do enjoy a dum dum.
from the
From a
one-
dum-dum.
Yeah, I was gonna say in the dum-dum comics. From the very first show I ever produced, which was in the beginning of 2023, I sold out the Red Room Comedy Club. I
Nice.
don't know if you might know it on the north side.
I've known as 7400 and Western.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. The first show that I ever produced, I sold that room out
Oh, nice.
for a group of comics called The Jerks that were running a mic at the time in Villa Park. They were a great group of guys, and it was an awesome show. But the one thing that I did was I had candy on all the tables and like had it up at the bar. I had like a giant like Halloween bowl sized candy, and the number one thing after that show was like, oh, the candy, the candy, the candy. Everybody just loved having candy.
No, I mean that's cool. That's like one of those things, like that little
treat.
extra thing that you're like, all
Well,
right.
sitting there through, I mean, now we cap it at 25 comics, but I used to get like over 30, 34, 35 comics, and you're sitting through all of that. And the bar is not in the room. Like, you have to go out of the room to get to the bar. You want to sit there and fucking suck on some dum-dums.
How long is everyone getting?
Now that I'm at 25 comics, they get 4 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, at the finals, they get 5. And this past Friday, I'm sorry to cut you off.
No.
It was the finals for the month of January. They were all getting 5 minutes, and several of them bailed at 2 minutes. They were just like, this isn't going good. Like, bye. And then they just, like, leave for the night.
What would be the sweet spot? So, like, if you're a starting comedian, you're someone newer in it, is 4 minutes a good mark? Do you want less? Do you want more? Like, I'm sure as you get better, you want more.
Comic,
but yeah.
I feel like probably doing between 3 and 4, but I know as a brand new comic, people panic because like, I don't have enough material, or they get so nervous up there, they run through everything so fast, and it's like, oh, but then they feel like they have to finish their time, which I hate that. It's like, if you're done with your shit, just get off stage, because then they just suck. They'll suck for like a minute, and then that drains the room, and then if you have a shitty host, say just bye to the, the next comic has to go up there, and if they suck, it's just like progressively, then everyone in the room is just getting like, okay, like, we're tired of this. We want to go home already.
Right.
And in the Chicago scene, a lot of comics will just go to another mic. Whether you're doing 3 to 5 minutes is pretty average. If they get a long list, usually like 3 minutes. But if it's like a 20-person mic, they might do 5 minutes. They will just do your set onto your next mic and get like, you can do 3 or 4 mics in a night in the city. 4 is probably the most I've done in a night, but I used to do 3 all the time.
Do you plan on staying in the Chicago area?
For the time being, but I feel like anything can happen.
Okay.
I really want to have my own club. That is ultimately the goal.
Nice.
So if a situation opened up, let's say, hypothetically, let's throw out like New York.
I'd be there in a second.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I mean. So like, you're willing to for that next step, you're open. Like, hey, look, I'll do what I got to do to make that next step happen.
Husband and family are on board. We have 2 kids.
I would say usually New York's where it's at for the comedy.
Well, I was just throwing something out there. I mean, like, fuck Nebraska. You know what I mean? Like,
if I could have a club out there, I would definitely do it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, just to get to the next level, you're willing to do whatever you got to do. Yeah, that's cool.
When it comes to mics, I hear it's New York.
Well, actually, I feel like Austin right now is the scene that's popping.
Well, the hot spot, right?
Yeah, everybody's moving down there, or like if they go somewhere to try a couple weeks or a month, they go down to Austin. There's a little bit going to New York and a little bit going to LA, like the number of people that I hear leaving. I don't know your experience with that.
Yeah.
People that are leaving.
Not.
I feel like Texas overall, because I have a lot of friends that just moved to Houston for all types of different shit too.
Well, there's that, and there's no taxes over there.
Yeah.
Really? I didn't even know that. I know there's a lot of homeless people in Austin. I mean, but that's where the
then you deal with that too, because I guess all on 6th Street is where all the comedy bars are at, but there's all the homeless over there too, I guess.
But now,
so you can laugh at the homeless people too.
Oh, that's what they do.
I mean, I think a lot of it are comics that go down there and they just have no way of sustaining themselves. There is no money in comedy. It's like,
well, I think it's like, unless you're one of the big wigs, you're not really making.
Yeah, unless you're either rich or poor, man.
Right.
Comedy.
There's not a lot
there's no between.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people that say they live in their cars and do open mics.
I mean, and I pretty much do. I mean, my car, I was like driving down here, like, I got to clean this out. This is so, I literally like, I'm in my car so much of the time. I mean, I'm driving an hour and a half to most mics.
In those 3 years, how many cars have you been through?
So I'm still on just the one, but it's a beater.
Okay.
It's a 2006 Cobalt.
Okay.
And it's like, it's probably not that rusty, but it's pretty rusty, like along, the bottom. But I bought it with maybe like 130,000 miles on it and 180 something, 184 maybe.
Put some miles on.
But I call it my clown car because it's literally what I drive to all of my mics, gigs.
You stay in Illinois, or do you go out of state?
A little bit of Indiana, a little bit of Wisconsin, and then back in December, I did drive down to New Orleans for a comedy festival.
Hey.
Big Gator Fest.
I was just going to ask you that. I heard you went to the Gator Fest.
I did. I went down there to produce a show, and ended up getting put on. So I did produce the show. It's called Variants. Marlon Hugh runs it, who is a comic, also a producer. That show's been around it's a monthly show that I think's been going on for 2 years. But he had the opportunity to take it down there. He asked me to co-produce the show with him. I'm all about it. But I got put on 3 other shows while I was down there. So that was like something I was completely not expecting, not prepared for either.
Is that a female comic thing? Like,
one of them was called the Vagina Mana Laughs, which
that's awesome.
If you're the producer of that, pause the video and don't listen to this, like skip ahead. But I'm just like, that is a terrible name. Mana Laughs means one laugh.
Oh, my. Yeah, but
One
my
laugh.
dumbass laughed hysterically at it. I was like, ha ha ha,
As did
vagina.
everybody
laughs.
else. Everybody does.
Stupid-
Wait, you
stupid
said
man.
laughs or laugh?
Mana Laughs. It's supposed to be like monologue.
I have a
it was
stupid man brain, so
it was
like I
female
keep saying.
producers. It was supposed to be a female, like
You
all
say
female
vagina,
show.
penis, anything, I start laughing. So it's,
Well, it's a play on monologues.
Right, of
so
course.
instead of vagina monologues, it was monoloughs, and it's just like this is a bad name for a show. But I
Gets
didn't
me
even
every
bring
time.
a notebook down there. Like I brought 0 jokes with me. I wasn't.
But even to get 3
anticipating-
shows, it still sounds pretty good,
Oh yeah,
though.
I mean, I want to say over 2,000 comics applied for this festival.
Nice.
And you get picked ahead of time. Like you don't just go down there hoping to be on something.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
yeah.
And I did not apply for shit. I just was riding the coattails of a producer that was already going down there, and I got put on 3 shows. So that
Hell
was like,
yeah.
fucking awesome.
That's all. That is awesome.
Good shit.
Have you
I know.
have you heard of Skankfest?
Yes, I've not
And-
ever gone, but
I was
going
gonna say because that's
it.
down in New Orleans this year.
Cool.
I kind of want to go this year.
Don't
'Cause I
Are you
don't-
saying we all need to cram in the cobalt and make it happen?
We could squeeze 4
go.
people in there. It's tight.
So did you
Let's
go with
go.
your husband?
No, he stayed home with the kids. I went with Marlon, was in the car.
Fucking Neil is a beast.
He is. He's the best. And 2 other comics. So 4 comics drove in my minivan down there.
Fuck yeah.
Was not the original plan, but that's what ended up happening.
Sometimes
so
those are the best, though. You know what I mean? Like,
it was not the best
Ah.
at all. It was really bad.
I say road trip in November. That's when it's
One of the
the
comics
worst.
was throwing up and shitting himself the entire way down.
oh,
The
Yeah,
change of food or what?
He thinks
Too
he
much
got
spice.
a bug. I don't know.
safe to say that was
I'm
a
telling you.
shitty situation.
It was, and even the
He
ride
ate the raw
back was
crawfish.
terrible. There's a train you can take that I didn't look into it, but
Is it the one that does Tony's mom? Zinger.
Hell yeah!
Hi-oh.
I think it gets there in like 12 or 13 hours. It's like it just literally is from Chicago to New Orleans.
Okay.
Do that. Don't drive.
Don't try.
Do not drive.
I took a. Have you ever been on like a Greyhound bus? Okay, so I took one.
Sucks.
I took one from here all the way to San Diego once.
Ouch.
Me and 3 of my friends. Well, no, we thought it was going to be like fun. No, I swear to God, I thought I needed therapy before that. It was horrible afterward. This is this lady
How old
that
were
was
you?
like an extra. Oh, I was like 22.
Oh, see, I was like
The lady was
16.
like a fucking. I had this
Yeah,
like
that
exorcist
sucked.
lady. Had this other lady. I had this like stuffed penguin I got from San Diego Zoo. She's like, oh, every time I see a penguin, I see my dad's face, and I'm like,
Ew.
what the fuck? And then
You're like, gross, lady.
And then, like in New Mexico, we picked up a bunch of like juggalos, you know, the ICP
Nice.
people,
Yeah, of
and I was
course.
like, "You guys are still around?"
Ah.
It was just the weirdest fucking. I met some really cool
whoop.
people, but it was so fucking weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would do it again.
Do it again.
Man, think of the material you could get from a ride like that.
Oh my god, yeah. I mean,
2 days?
yeah,
Longer
and
than
like
that,
I said,
man.
I mean, it was
There's no
just
way.
like, no, it was about 2 days.
Was it really? Was
Yeah.
that like the express bus?
No, I mean we stopped. It was so funny, dude. Like there was just I like there's
'Cause we went
vivid
to
people
Vegas,
I remember
and it
though.
was 2 days.
Like one of the people, like I said, the exorcist lady, I call her because every time she fell asleep, she'd be like, like literally growling. And by the second night, like we're all trying to sleep and everyone's like used to it already. And I'm sitting in my chair and I'm like, this is not right. And I remember my friend was like, you know, she's getting off the bus and my friend's like, hey, are you okay? And she's like, yeah, why? And I was in my head, I'm like, oh, I don't know, because Satan's climbing out of your body. Like the fuck? But like the weirdest, and then we stopped by a jail and like a bunch of people came out that were getting released.
To get on the bus?
Yes, and there's this giant, swole ass black dude, and there's this little white lady and her son, and this guy are sitting next to each other, and like 30 minutes later, you just see they're both sleeping on each other, and I'm like, this bus is fucked.
Only on that's bus life.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, like I said, I really when I got back and I was at home, I'm like, you know, like you do something, you're like, fuck just happened.
Hold on. You said you had a big ass stuffed penguin with you?
Yeah, dude, I got it from San Diego Zoo.
So you were
bro.
taking up a fucking seat with that big ass stuffed penguin?
No, it wasn't that. It was like it was pillow size. I used it as a pillow.
Oh.
Yeah. Because I don't know if you know this, they're not that fucking
It
comfortable
was,
on
probably,
the bus.
it was probably triggering the shit out of that old lady.
Yeah,
Dude, she wouldn't shut up,
dad.
man. She kept telling me that. I'm like,
She just
I
kept
don't-
having nightmares
what
of
do
her
you
dad.
Is she like, can I sleep with you?
pretty much. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? And then they had left, like, I kept calling this one chick Radio because she looked kind of slow.
Oh, jeez.
And she was like running after we were at Taco Bell, and like, you have to get on the bus or they fucking leave.
Oh,
without
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting
Bus
there.
Stopped at Taco Bell?
Yeah, well, because there was Taco Bell right next to one of the
Bus
stops.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but you have literally, if they're like, hey, you got 10 minutes. If you're not there in 10 minutes, they're fucking gone.
Yeah.
So they start taking off, and I'm like eating my food, and the bus is starting to move, and I just hear do do do, hey, and this lady's running, and I'm dying of laughter. I can't even tell anybody like, hey, there's a lady run. I'm out of breath laughing so hard.
They
And-
left her?
No, finally
Oh.
someone up front was like, oh, there's a lady, she's right here, and the guy luckily stopped because they usually don't.
Yeah.
And she got on, and she was like, and I.
Older lady?
No, she was
Oh,
probably
okay.
like at that time she was
Oh,
probably
she's
like
lucky.
in her
though. That's
30s.
good. Okay, yeah.
But the way she was running and the way I was laughing, I couldn't get a word out to say like, "Hey, there's someone out there."
And then she walked past you like, dick.
Pretty much, it was so fucked up, man. But yeah, the amount of people, and then like we played Uno with like 10 people.
that's funny.
And they were all really cool. Like I met some awesome people too, but I also met some people that I was like, "Holy fuck!" Yeah.
You guys,
So,
you guys
all
have
on
any shout outs?
Yeah, no, we got to go.
oh shit, yep. I'd like to
Amy?
shout you out for coming. I mean, that was awesome. I learned a shitload of stuff
course.
right now just from
Cool.
fucking 40 minutes with you. So
That went by so fast.
Yeah. Do you have any shout outs?
Shout outs. Shout out to my husband.
fuck yeah, Neil.
Yeah, give
Neil.
it-
My guy.
Neil.
I fucking love Neil already, man.
Did you?
It's the man.
Do you have a trophy for him?
Stuck in my throat every night.
Ah, yeah.
Hell yeah.
You the man, Neil.
He is the man.
Hell yeah.
So just Neil. Fuck them kids.
Oh, and you guys. Yeah. Okay, give it up for my kids. Walter and Kat.
Walter, you bastard.
Joey, you have any shout outs?
No, I just said it. My shout out to her. Thanks for coming on. Like, seriously, I learned a lot in that 40 minutes. So I appreciate your knowledge.
Thank you.
Obi?
Yeah. Yeah, I want to shout out too. I want to shout out Amy too. Yeah, she's been cool. Like she's been giving a lot of people opportunities to, get out there.
Yeah, Obi spoke very highly of you, by the way, before this.
you.
So,
Well,
not to
you.
kiss ass, but I'm trying to move up the ladder too. So.
Well, you're welcome to come out to the mic anytime.
Here you go, Neil.
Oh man, I got to peg Neil.
I recommend it.
No, I guess shout out to everybody who's been listening, joining us, brand new. Appreciate all the new followers. And where can everyone follow you and see your shows? And
So again, the shows currently are at O'Donnell's, 4500 North Elston in Chicago. Follow me at Instagram at Amy Simon Laughs a Lot, or you can follow the Gauntlet page. Has its own page at Throw Down the Gauntlet. Facebook, I'm on there as Amy Simon.
All right.
yeah, 2 first names.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, guys. So
Where can we find us, Obi?
you can find us on Amazon. I don't even know where the fuck
You hit it on yourself again?
Yeah, again.
Basically, all the podcast platforms.
So find us on Spotify, Amazon Music, Pandora, Castbox, Pocket Cast, Apple, Podvine, and eBooks.
Guys, if you're watching
And
this on
Disney
YouTube-
Plus.
Yes, and if you're watching this on YouTube,
Really?
please hit that subscribe button.
I am pretty gullible.
Love it. That was awesome.
For real, they're gonna be looking.
I said last time we had an episode about Chick-fil-A coming out with their own thing, and I was like, we'll be on Chick-fil-A.
We'll be on that also. No, but then if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Hit that bell. And go follow us on all social media at Hose Comedy Podcast and on Facebook at Hose Pod. And again, go follow Amy everywhere.
Hell yeah.
And then I think that's about it. Until
Thank you.
next week, let's get out of here. This has been another episode of the Hose Comedy Podcast. I'm Hondo.
I'm Obi.
I'm Joey.
Thanks for being here. And Amy, thank you for being here. And I think
Thank you.
you're going to be here again.
I am.
So stick around.
Hell yeah.
See you next time. Peace
All
out.
right.
Peace.